Pule Mabe and his co-accused are in court. Let's take you live to those visuals.
This magistrate never warned me. Thank you, ma'am. Sent number 4?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Number 5? Thank you, sir. Number 6?
Yes, my lordship.
Thank you. Number 7, sir?
Yes, my lordship.
Thank you. All right. That aspect has been covered. I'm coming to the second right that I need to explain. It is the right pertaining to the right to remain silent. It is right jealousy by the institution. Meaning that this court is warning you that you have a right to remain silent pertaining to the merits of the case, asked or when you have disclosed of your affidavits. However, if you waive that right to remain silent and decide to disclose the merits of the case, this court is warning you that the evidence that will be tendered in this case application will be used in the forthcoming trial, will be presented in that trial as a prima facie evidence. So I just want to find out as we follow each other the applicants are start between number 1 to understand.
Yes, number 2.
Thank you. Number 2, ma'am. Yes, number 3, ma'am. Yes, number 2. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, my lordship.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, my lordship.
Sir?
Yes, my lordship.
Thank you. I will appreciate you making sense of the I will start with the legal representative of Dr. Zimbaran, application soon that honors is listed.
Certainly, Your Worship. Your Worship, in preparation for the bail application, we have prepared affidavits which I beg leave to hand up to the Honourable Court. Your Worship, we beg that the affidavit in its entirety, I know that my learned colleagues had intimated that they wanted to piecemeal to a certain extent, but I would request that I read the entire affidavit into the record for these purposes. So that's accused number 1, Mr. Wellington Loisomkwan. Certainly. This statement in terms of the provisions of section 60 subsection 11 of the Criminal Procedure Act 51 of 1977. He states that I, the undersigned Mkwana Wellington Loiso, do hereby make oath and state that I am a male, adult male, and a South African citizen with identity number 73122356798083, currently residing at 34 Hampstead Gardens, Hyperion Road, North Riding, Gauteng Province. I'm currently 51 years of age. I'm the applicant in this application, in which I seek relief from this honourable court to be released on bail. I respectfully submit, as I will demonstrate herein, that the interests of justice permit my release on bail. In any event, the dictates of fairness and justice in view of the peculiar facts herein warrant that I should not be deprived of my liberty, that I should be released on bail. I make this affidavit of my own free will, and I have not in any way been unduly influenced to depose thereto. The facts herein contained, save where expressly indicated to the contrary, are within my personal knowledge and belief and are both true and correct. At the application in terms of section 60 subsection 11 of the Act, the purpose of this affidavit is to provide the above honourable court with my personal circumstances and to address the allegations levelled against me, insofar as they are known to me, as well as to address the factors to be considered by the above by the honourable court as contained in section 60 subsection 4 to section 60 subsection 9 of the Act. I've been advised and I understand that I bear the burden to show that the interest of justice permits my release and that I am obliged to initiate this application. Sorry, Your Worship, am I not going too fast?
Yeah, I want the same.
Okay, certainly. I fail to understand how I could be charged with corruption as I acted within the course and scope of my employment on the alleged quid pro quo tender scandal. However, I will put factors before the Honourable Court to show that it is in the interest of justice to permit my release on bail. I state that the state will not be able to present any objective facts that I committed corruption. Personal circumstances. I am employed as a Chief Director by the Gauteng Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, and currently I earn a net salary of 71,000 Rand. I reside at 34 Hampstead Gardens, Hyperion Road, North Riding. I was born on 23rd December 1973 at Eastern Cape. I have resided in the Republic of South Africa all my life, and although I have a passport which I am prepared to hand over to the state, I have travelled several times on work and pleasure outside of the Republic. Nonetheless, I regard South Africa as my permanent place of residence. I have no intention to relocate to any other country, as my family, friends, and my general life is within the Republic, and more importantly, I love South Africa. I do not own any movable and immovable properties outside the Republic of South Africa. However, I own the following assets within the Republic, which are essentially my livelihood. First being an immovable property situated at 1 Tarima Kasi, 2nd Avenue, Fairland, Randburg. An immovable assets worth roughly 1 million Rand. I'm married and have 2 children, a boy 19 and a girl 16. My friends and family reside in the Republic of South Africa, although I know a few people who reside outside the Republic of South Africa. Those people are either visiting, working, or schooling in those foreign countries. Their home is here in South Africa, and I believe they same as I, have no intention of abandoning the Republic. I've never been convicted of any criminal offences, either in the Republic or elsewhere. There are no outstanding cases other than the present being investigated against me by the South African Police Services. Flight risk. I will stand my trial should it proceed against me. I have served the Republic of South Africa as a public servant for over 45 years at different capacities and roles. I believe in the rule of law, the impartiality of the justice system of the country, and as such there is no possibility that I'll even think of not standing my trial should there be one. In order to persuade the above Honourable Court that I should be released on bail, I provide the following additional facts and information in terms of Section 60 of the Act. At Section 60, subsection 4, subparagraph A, read with Section 60, Section 5. I do not know any witness upon whom the state will rely in order to attempt to prove a case against me. I was warned by my legal team not to talk to any witnesses. In any event, I have no intention to interfere with any witnesses, as I have no cause to do so and undertake not to do so. I maintain good relationships with people and I bear no grudges against anyone. As previously stated, I have no previous convictions and I have not been released on bail pending any charges. I am not disposed to violence or abuse against women and children. At Section 60, subsection 4, read with Section 60, subsection 6 of the Act, I respectfully submit that the facts set out above support my contention that I do not constitute a flight risk. I have one South African passport and I am willing to surrender the passport to the investigating officer should it be a condition of bail. I am not in possession of any other travel documents and I undertake not to apply for such documentation pending the finalization of these proceedings. The investigating officer in this matter called me on or about the 9th of October 2024 and requested that I hand myself over on the 16th of October 2024. I did not run as I believed in the South African justice system. I handed myself over as requested. I will be able to raise an amount of 10,000 Rand post bail or any amount that the court deems appropriate considering my, well, it says unemployment, but employment status. At Section 60, subsection 4, read with Section 60, subsection 7, I have no knowledge of any evidentiary material which may exist with regard to the allegations leveled against me. In any event, I believe that whatever such evidence may be, it is in the possession of the police. It is safely secured and I do not have access thereto. I undertake not to interfere with any further investigations. I am not sure which witnesses the state will rely upon in order to attempt to prove its case against me. Nonetheless, I undertake not to communicate with any witnesses, however he or she may be, or whoever he or she may be, and any other persons whose names may appear on a list of state witnesses to be provided by the state. My continued incarceration can only prejudice me and creates no benefit to the state. At section 60, subsection 4, subparagraph E, read with section 60, subsection 8, capital A. I respectfully submit that should I be released on bail, my release shall not disturb the public order or undermine the proper functioning of the criminal justice system. I will comply with such conditions as the above honorable court may wish to impose. I accordingly submit that the interests of justice, consideration of prejudice, and the balancing of prospective interests favor my release on bail. That concludes the affidavit in support of the first accused application. May it please, Your Worship. Yes, that is correct, Your Worship. May it please, Your Worship.
Your Worship, I confirm appearance for accused number 2. Beg leave to hand up my brief on the matter. Your Worship, in support of the bail application for an affidavit which we beg leave to hand up. Your Worship, I will read a copy into report. Yes, I, the undersigned, Tandega Mbasa Sikari, hereby declare under oath as follows after the following has been explained to me. This is a Schedule 5 bail application, and there rests the onus on me to prove to the court that my release on bail is in the interest of justice. My failure to do so will lead to refusal of bail. I have the right not to incriminate myself, and anything I testify in the application for my bail may be used against me in the trial of this matter. I choose to apply for bail by way of submitting this affidavit and not verbally testifying. There is a duty on me to reveal all my previous convictions and pending matters to the courts, and my failure to do so will constitute a criminal offense. My identification number is 650727089088. A copy of my identification document is attached here to as Annexure TS1. I am a citizen of the Republic of South Africa. I have previously traveled overseas strictly for work purposes. I've applied for a passport. I, however, have not collected the passport from Home Affairs. I am prepared to not collect it until advised otherwise should same be required. I have a relative that works in the United Kingdom. Said relative is currently in South Africa. I do not have assets outside the borders of the Republic of South Africa. Personal work history. From 1998 until 2019, I worked for the government until the contract ended. particularly within the Department of Cooperative Governance in Gauteng. I have been permanently residing in the Republic of South Africa, and I have strong economical, emotional and social ties in the Gauteng area, and I have no intention of relocating my place of residence anywhere else. My children also school in Gauteng. I reside at 6 Hyde Place, Moreleta Park in Pretoria. Proof of my residence is attached hereto as Annexure TS2. I have 4 dependents, 3 of which reside with me in Pretoria and are currently in school. I am currently not officially employed, am however involved in voluntary work with an NPO that works with farmers. I do not have any other sources of income. I own 3 properties located in Pretoria, East London and Port Edwards in KwaZulu-Natal. I can afford to pay a bail in a reasonable amount not exceeding 10,000. I have no previous convictions. I have no pending criminal matters. I handed myself over and was arrested on the 16th of October 2024 at the offices of the investigating officer by agreement between him and my attorney. I was informed that I am charged with fraud. I intend to plead not guilty. I have been informed of my right to remain silent at this stage and not disclose the basis of my defense. Understanding that, I however wish to state that I deny all the allegations leveled against me and reserve the right to respond to whatever allegations the state may make during these bail application proceedings. Submissions regarding factors to be considered when deciding whether bail should be granted. Schedule. I have been advised that the offence that I am being charged with falls under Schedule 5 of the Criminal Procedure Act 51 of 1977, herein referred to as the Criminal Procedure Act. Considerations in terms of Section 6, 4A to E. I am further advised that in considering whether to grant an application for bail, the court will consider the relevant factors in Section 64 of the Criminal Procedure Act, with which I briefly deal with below. Section 64A. I respectively submit that my release on bail will not endanger any person's safety. I harbor no resentment against any particular individual or the public in general. I have no history of violence. 64B. I respectfully submit that this likelihood does not exist. In my view, my personal profile set out here and above. I do not wish to evade my trial and live the life of a fugitive. And I do not have the means, financial or otherwise, to live the life of a fugitive. I will stand my trial with a view of clearing my name and any alleged wrongdoing as I wish to remain in the Republic of South Africa. Section 64C. There is no likelihood of me interfering with the witnesses in this matter. I undertake not to interfere with any of the state witnesses, even if their identity is known to me. I have no access to evidentiary material held by the investigating officer. Section 64D. Given all the above consideration, I submit respectfully that I pose no danger to the function of the criminal justice system or the bail system. I have not furnished any false information for purposes of this application or after my arrest. Section 64E. I submit that my release on bail will not disturb the public order or undermine the public peace. Other relevant factors to be considered. I respectfully submit that the interests of justice permit my release on bail and that I am therefore entitled to be admitted to bail. I am also willing to abide by any conditions the court may deem fit to impose. I will come to court on all the dates which this matter will be remanded to. I will report at the police station which is within my place of residence if such condition is imposed. I undertake not to commit further offence should I be released on bail. I humbly submit that the interest of justice permits my release on bail. Also, I am not a flight risk and I undertake to abide by any condition imposed by the courts. In the premise and taking into consideration the relevant schedule the charges result under, I respectfully submit that the court should grant bail to me in an appropriate amount and with such conditions attached as the court may deem fit. Our submission, Your Worship, that the affidavit be accepted into exhibit. I see your affidavit refers to the TS. Oh, Your Worship, I think it's over here, Your Worship. Beg leave to end up. Yes, Your Worship. As a quick review, Your Worship. Is that your applicant's case? Yes, Your Worship.
Thank you, Worship. If I may, with the leave of the court, hand to Your Worship an original. My learned friend, on behalf of the state, is already in possession of one that was provided to the state prior to the proceedings this morning, and if I may request leave to read it into the record. I'm going to deal with the salient points. Your Worship will notice it is quite bulky. I'm going to deal with the salient points and not with the law per se. My learned friends had already managed to regurgitate that. Your Worship is well aware of the law. So with the leave of the court, I'd request that it be considered read, but I will start on page 2, which deals with the personal circumstances.
All right, let me confirm with
All right, that is a case that's proceeding at the Palm Ridge Specialised Crimes Court. And basically, it's Pule Mabe and some co-accused who have been charged with fraud and corruption in connection with a 27 million rand tender with the Gauteng Department of Agriculture. This stems back to 2016. A company called Mobi was supposed to deliver products to the Gauteng Agricultural Department, but never did. And they were paid something in the order of 25 million rand and demanded a further 9 million rand. We'll have more detail, of course, on that story.